Similar fact pattern to victims of a possible serial killer dubbed the smiley face killer.
Bodies being pulled from the waters in Chicago, at least 10 in the last year alone.
There are other people who are convinced that it is the work of maybe not just one killer, but a group of killers.
Some of the bodies have been discovered just days apart. The causes of death for many of the victims still unknown.
They're all the same gender. They're all male. The vast majority of all of these males that were found seem to have originated from around the same place.
Inaki Bascaran, Daniel Sotelo, Krzysztof Szubert, Noah Enos. These young men all have one thing in common. Their lifeless bodies were all discovered in the Chicago River days after being reported missing. Are these deaths all a string of coincidences, or is there something more sinister at play here? This time on Basement Talks.
The Chicago River deaths. In the United States, there are 11 accidental drownings each day. The Chicago River, a symbolic vein coursing through the city's heart, has long been a source of connection and community. While it has played a pivotal role in the city's development, it has also harbored a darker side. Both the river and lake have been the site of horrendous crimes over the course of history. But in the past 2 years, we've seen an increase in mysterious deaths that all share uncanny similarities. Inaki Bascaran was one of the first of these deaths. On the eve of Halloween 2021, Inaki met up with his friends at a bar. He decided to wrap up the night and left. Shortly after midnight, he FaceTimed his roommate and told him that he would be on his way home soon, but his phone was about to die. Sure enough, Inaki's phone battery ran out, and with it, rideshare apps like Uber and Lyft were made unavailable. We're left to assume that Inaki most likely tried to get home by walking. However, he never made it home that night.
His father given a plea to the media for the safe return of his son. Unfortunately, tonight we've heard from police that the body that they pulled from the Chicago River is that of Inaki Bascaran. We will continue to follow this breaking story and bring you more as we get it.
He was then reported missing, and after 6 days of searching, Inaki's body was found in the river. It was a half-hour walk away from the bar where he was at.
Genuine, happy, full of life, and looking to make others feel better about themselves than they were before they saw him.
You told me that night when we cuddled, I love you and I'm so grateful for your friendship, and you are always with me.
Inaki was 23 years old. Daniel Sotelo was last seen on April 29, 2022, boarding a bus. His girlfriend, Natalie Brookson, was last seen leaving her job only a day later on April 30th. After much concern from both of their families after not hearing from either of them, they were reported missing and a search ensued. After only 2 days of being reported missing, Natalie Brookson was found lifeless in the lake. With heavy hearts, many were hoping that Daniel Sotelo at the very least would be found alive.
Danny, everybody's praying for you, everybody is waiting for you to show up.
Estamos haciendo un search party para mi hermano mayor, Daniel Sotelo. Tengo aquí amigos de él, amigos míos que vinieron aquí a apoyar.
After almost 3 weeks of Natalie's body being found, Daniel Sotelo was also found. Tragically, Daniel had passed away, and his body was a couple miles north of where Natalie was found. Daniel was a graduate student studying organic chemistry. Natalie was studying psychology. Daniel was 26. Natalie was 22. Krzysztof Szubert was at a bar on December 3rd, 2022, celebrating a holiday party with his friends. His friend Michael says at one moment he was there, and the next he was gone, not informing anyone that he was going back to their hotel. Michael woke up the next morning and knocked on Krzysztof's hotel room door, expecting to be greeted by him. To his dismay, Krzysztof had never made it home the previous night. He was then reported missing, and a search ensued.
A body discovered in Lake Michigan has been identified as a young man from Poland, reported missing 4 days ago.
Krzysztof was visiting Chicago to work on a software development project. He was 21 years old. It's crucial for those watching to remember that these incidents involve real people with their own unique stories. With that in mind, we are left with a single question. What the hell is happening here? Let's go over some of the similarities in these cases. To begin with, I've highlighted just 3 cases, but it's important to note that there have been over 20 disappearances since 2020 throughout the city. To bring an end to this, we must first understand why. Most of the individuals were young men, between the ages of 20 and 30, who disappeared after a night of partying. All mysteriously show up in the river or lake with no apparent signs of a physical struggle. All their deaths were ruled either accidental or undetermined. At first, it may be easy to say, it's just drunk people who accidentally fell into the river. However, as we dig deeper into these cases, a more complex picture emerges. Many online and on major news networks like to say they're all connected simply because their bodies were found in the river or lake.
There's a serial killer in Chicago. Let me tell you what we know. Since 2022, there have been 18 bodies recovered in Chicago waterways. If you search up Chicago serial killer on TikTok, you can find multiple stories from people who believe that they were once a target of the Chicago serial killer.
I don't believe that just because all these corpses turned up in the lake means that they are all connected. It is a false equivalency. For example, close to midnight on July 21st, 2024, witnesses claim they saw a distressed swimmer in the water near Loyola Beach. A rescue team was able to reach him and pull him out the water, but unfortunately, it was too late. Rigoberto had already passed away. This was an instance where there was a witness. Therefore, there was no speculation about how he ended up in the water. If it wasn't for them, Bucio may have been grouped together with the people we've covered. This map shows where some of the victims were last seen, where their bodies were found, and finally, where some claim to have received unsolicited taxi rides.
I'm trying to get a lift and this guy pulls up who coincidentally waited till there was no one around me. So this guy pulls up, dark SUV, and he says, "Hey, I'm your Uber." I was like, You're my Uber? Irked me the wrong way. And I was like, no, I'm good. He was like, I got water, I got beer, I got a phone charger if you need it. But this whole situation irked me the wrong way because he was very low tone, very soft voice, oh no, I'll give you a ride. I was just like, I'm good.
Yeah, so according to this TikToker, he got offered a ride from someone who claimed to be an Uber at first, but then later changed his story, saying he's not an Uber, but would give him a ride. Some people who have accepted these rides and come out unharmed reported that the driver offered them an unsealed water bottle. Let's take a close look at a man whose life was cut short. With a still grieving mother, there are still many unanswered questions. Noah Enos was at a concert with his coworker on June 12, 2023. They were planning on seeing King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, who were performing at the Salt Shed. According to surveillance footage seen by Noah's girlfriend, he was talking to his coworker Sasha and others around 9:30 p.m. shortly before the end of the set. At the same time, Noah's coworker went to the bathroom and Nicole exchanged her last messages with him before his phone died. In unpublished security camera footage from the shed that night, Noah was last seen walking up northbound on Elston Avenue alone. He was last seen wearing a gray jacket, green hat, and tan shoes. The following day, Nicole and her brother would end up reporting him missing, turning to social media and missing persons papers. Noah's family was on the search for answers.
Noah wasn't the first one to go missing and to be found in the river, and I sure as hope that he's the last.
However, 5 days later, the gruesome discovery of Noah's body was uncovered. He was found in the river, right next to the venue. An internet investigator made the following point. How could anyone not have seen his body sitting there for 5 whole days, insinuating that the body was placed by someone? In response, some would say Noah had drowned soon after the concert. After a few days, his body rose to the surface and traveled down the river and was found next to the venue. However, the part of this case that leaves room for conspiracy are 2 factors. The fact that Noah was found conveniently right next to the venue. Wouldn't his body pass further downstream? And Noah was last seen walking down Elston Avenue, a path that veers away from the river, not towards it. Could someone have picked up Noah? How else would he have reached the water? His girlfriend described him as the light of her life. Those who knew him described his energy as contagious and magnetic. Noah was 26 years old.
I love you. I gotta go, bro. Thank you.
Oh, I love you. Please come home. This is too real. Please just come home with me. I just want to know you're safe. Okay?
For the love of God, don't take rides from strangers. Have a friend with you, especially while drinking, and be alert. Keep an eye out for intoxicated people. You could be seeing the next victim, so speak up if you see something suspicious. You should be extra careful in hotspots such as Fulton and River North. Finally, if you have any information surrounding the people in this video, please contact your local law enforcement. This has been Basement Talks, and thanks for watching. I know it's been years since our last upload. We've seen the comments. Thank you for being patient. Life has been pretty chaotic lately, and we appreciate all the comments and feedback on the Sergio video. It really does motivate us to keep pushing forward with more videos. We hope to upload more consistently. Till next time, peace.